russosbrand.com, where the pros are the pros. How do we even talk about these shows? Like they're so not worth our time, our effort, our attention. I'm at the point now where like I don't even know what we say about these shows. That they are so bad. I am convinced nobody working there is qualified. They're not. I mean, that's really what we're talking about. They're not qualified. These are supposed to be great minds. Let me rattle them off to you if you don't mind. Bruce Pritchard, Michael Hayes, Paul Heyman, Triple H, Road Dogg, Shawn Michaels. These guys don't know shit. Like literally, that's the conclusion I've come to. They don't know shit. There is so much fundamentally wrong with these shows that, bro, you don't know what you're doing. It's that simple. You literally, it is frightening how much these people miss the leadership of Vince McMahon. It really is. They're clueless. I can go through Sunday through yesterday and pick out all the things. They absolutely do not have a clue. They are not qualified to be in the positions they're in. They're freaking wrestlers who are in management positions making important decisions, and they don't know what they're doing. It is clearly that simple. And I don't know about you guys. And, listen, man, I know, I pay you to do this. Sportskeeda pays me to watch the shows. And we get paid to watch this shit. But I got to tell you, man, all the money in the world wouldn't supersede how stupid I feel after I watch these shows. I swear to God, bro, Triple H is an idiot. And let me tell you just how stupid he is. Bro, if I were you, I would at least tell them, do not put my name at the end of this show. Like literally, you're taking credit for absolute shit shows. I would say at least, listen, bro, take off me and the other dude, whatever his name is, Jimmy Fitting, whoever the hell that is. I have no idea what it is. Bro, at least take our names off of the end of the show. But you're putting your name on the, like what, bro? You're proud of this show? I don't know. I mean, bro, I watch 6 hours of this shit every single week. And after watching 6 hours, there's nothing to talk about or discuss after 6 hours. Go ahead, Stevie. I'm going to tag it off to you from there.
I'm starting to get the feeling that you don't think this is a good show this week. But this will make you laugh again and appreciate the Easter eggs and the amount of thought that I put into not only what we do here, but also the Stevie Richards show. The end of each full episode is actually a rib on the end of Raw because we put up credits and all that stuff at the end. So I made sure our editor, Chris, just threw the little Easter egg in there. It's always the little jab and a dig. Yeah, you're right. Lee Fittings has a great reputation, according to Ben from ESPN. So he comes with the highest recommendation. Maybe he has multiple computer brains too as well, yeah. Ben.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt he's downloading as much as he can.
What's he
You're right.
No.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is he on the dark web? Yeah, man. What is it that a guy like Triple H or them don't know the simple fundamentals after all this time of show structure? I could see where their single segments would shine and they would have focus on it because that's what they were, whether it was Sean didn't give a shit about what Tatanka's segment was. You know what I mean? So is that part of the blockage? But it seems like if you were focused on each individual segment, they would line up. But even things that start never wrap up. Like we have all this with Sammy and Punk in the opener of this show with the run-ins. And then we close with NXT girls in the main event. Like none of this makes any sense in any booking format in the history of wrestling. And, you know, from a Hall of Famer's perspective, you'd think he would understand all of it. But there's just huge holes in the way things are structured. And now, looking for new writers, you ready to move to Stanford or Riyadh or, you know, like wherever we're going next. So apparently they don't have a handle on things, and the writing staff that they have currently, you know, or there is a tale of two writing teams, The Rock, Cody, John, and Brian, and now Triple H, Deuce, and whoever they're going to add to their own team, man. But yeah, lackluster effort in a lot of ways. Just a lot of meat left on the bone that is simple stuff that should loop back around. You should always be trying to get from where you started back all the way around by the end to give some type of closure to the audience. That's just the way the human psyche and storytelling works.
Can I expand on what Ben said and then ask you a question, Vince?
Please.
You know, we've all been around the business long enough to know that this is really the people that are most selfish, self-absorbed, and only care about themselves and nobody else. They got to get theirs, even though they're in Christian type thing. They succeed and continue to succeed. And also they have the self-preservation skills via not trying to improve themselves, but sometimes keeping others down is good enough to keep that spot. You have decades of that type of indoctrination and basically your own little Stockholm syndrome to protect a spot that no one else can take because you're married to the boss's daughter at the time. The behavior never changes. It's like in the NFL or other sports, the top like guys like a Tom Brady or the top stars in the NFL do not make the best coaches. The ones that have studied or maybe had to like observe everything from middle ground or even lower, some practice squad guys have become excellent position coaches throughout the years. That's the problem of you literally have a person that has something, they might not know it or feel it consciously, but subconsciously, I bet you Triple H and Shawn and everybody else is still like, these kids are never going to be as good as us. And so they have two strikes against them rather than a third party writer separating everything like objectively and saying, this is who the best people we have on our roster is.
Yeah.
Is that kind of what it is?
Well, you know what? Here's something I don't think we've ever really spoken about. And bro, this is Tony Khan and Triple H to a T. Ben, I think it is obvious. Let's just talk about Triple H for now. Looking at some of the moves that he's making or has made, bro, I think it is clear this dude needs the adulation from the marks. He needs the adulation from the people that are watching that show that are constantly putting it over. He is feeding them. I'm going to give you a couple of examples off the top of my head, bro. Going into WrestleMania, the week going into WrestleMania, Randy Orton doesn't have an opponent because Kevin Owens is injured. Okay, so one of the last things we see is Orton hitting Nick Aldis with the RKO. Great, Nick Aldis versus Orton, tremendous. Joe Henry? Joe, you're going to sit here now and tell me Joe Henry was a better choice than Nick Aldis versus Randy Orton. For who? Who was that a better choice for? Let me back that up, Ben. The pay-per-view backwash. A 42-year-old dude that I've never heard in from my life. Oh, where did he have a career? Oh, in Japan. Oh, a 42-year bro, Dakota Kai at 37 years old is over the hill, but a 42-year-old guy making his debut that I never heard of is on the show. He was over in Japan. Now I understand. I mean, bro, to me, it is crystal clear. He needs the love, the applause to be put over by this freaking internet mark crowd for them to say how great these shows are, no matter how shitty they are. And I mean, I want to get into the mindset a little bit. Guys, freaking between Triple H and Stephanie, I mean, my God, bro, they are good for at least, I mean, what would you guys say, $10 million? At least between whatever, 50 million, whatever it is you guys got in your bank account, 10, it's money we'll never see. But with all that, with the spot you're in, with the 18 inductions in the Hall of Fame, with the wax trophy and the bronze trophy and the 5 belts, with all this, you need the adulation of a mark crowd? That you need? Ben, I'm sorry, man. I will never understand that for the life of me. Bro, there was a Prodigy, there was an AOL, there was an internet when I was writing these shows for all of these companies, and the mindset is real simple. Bro, these people are going to watch the show whether they love it or hate it. That's what they do. They're going to be there. They're not going anywhere. They don't like the show. They're going to bury it Tuesday morning and be there the next Monday. They're a gimme. They're in your back pocket. That is your base. That is your starting point. How do you get all those other people that are not watching wrestling? Therefore, I did not go online. I did not read Meltzer. I didn't pay any attention to these people because they're in the back pocket. Why on, as Sean would say, God's green earth does Triple H need the love from these freaking wrestling marks?
It's complicated. It's complicated. I don't even know if that really is the case as much as he wants to be over on the boys. When you've got Pat McAfee calling him Mr. H and these types of things, like that plays right back into this weird pecking order power struggle of DX is on top, but now we have to play the father role because we've got kids and we're born again and we can't bump anymore. And this is a guy who had major heart issues. You know, you want to undertake all this extra stress on yourself, bro, after all the gas you did, like danger, a lot of danger. I'd be looking to unload responsibility as opposed to take more on. But I don't know, like to go and bury the marks on podcasts and, you know, but you're playing right into, you're giving the marks access because that's where they reside. Or then we get these things on pay-per-view that are way overbooked. And then we go to the Tony Khan media scrum, and that's supposed to be the interaction that's so important between R-Truth and Cena, and Triple H is a part of this. Is where we're going to do our best acting, guys, in front of a dead crowd, a dead bunch of fucking scrum analysts. And this is where we're supposed, like, that should get a big boo and a lot of heat. Instead, it was silent crickets, and everyone's trying to do this is our serious Scorsese time in here. Like, dude, you couldn't be more off base of when you needed to do that. The reaction that it should have gotten, no follow-up on Monday. That's the biggest thing. There's no follow-ups to anything of where do we leave off, where are we starting, or when they do follow it up, it's that somebody left with heat or got heat on them, but I'm going to wait a whole week to come back and fucking, now I'm mad at you. I've been able to say that in the shit for a week, and now we're going to pick up the story, as opposed to at the house show, this is what happened, and if they even have house shows, and show what happened throughout the week of there's been a pursuit and a chase of this anger. So none of it lines up. It just seems like, hey, we got here on a Monday afternoon. What'd you do? Okay, you're figured in with them, and we got to get these NXT girls on. There's things even on SmackDown where we start with a mixed tag of like two people kind of thrown together, the baby faces. Then we follow that up in the segment right after. We're doing the exact same thing with the girls. Like, you have to space those things out. You cannot run the same setup of a match back to back. It just makes everybody look stupid or not talking or communicating, and there's no continuity in the show.
Yeah, Stevie.
Well, the only place it's ever going to hurt them is in their wallet. And if you watch Backlash and all the other stuff, there's a multitude of ads and sponsors everywhere. You know, the funniest one, the Easter egg that I saw at Backlash was you got them doing all these dangerous spots, and you got a personal injury attorney's advertisement, Morgan and Morgan, in the center of the mat. You couldn't be more tone deaf.
Why isn't somebody using that? Like, you're going to do a big spot. Yeah. You're going to get hurt, and then you're going to sue them. Yeah, and then here comes Morgan and Morgan to get their shit over. Like, the tie-ins are right there, but how are we at this level and doing stuff of not going, and this personal injury is brought to you by Morgan and Morgan? You know
why? It's crazy. Because of money, because they're making money no matter what they do. And what I saw, and it could be DJ Jazzy Def or Jazzy Def or whatever.
Yeah,
the crowd seemed hot. Backlash was hotter than the WrestleMania crowd in some ways. It's such, I don't know if it's false positive. I don't know if it's something strung out there we could talk about on Mass Shoot Theater, that there is a dead internet theory or nothing new's been created since 1999. If you want some fun stuff to go down in rabbit holes, but it's literally just the bad recycling, not the good recycling of looking 40, 50 years ago into the 70s and 80s, say, oh, we got this all. ECW, that's what they were famous for, really. You think about ECW, they rehashed old Memphis angles and put a little bit or a lot of a hardcore twist on it. That's why everybody resonated with raw energy of it, because that was just, it was your basic good guy and bad guy stuff. That's it. Now
I do like your voice like this.
All right, thank you. Yeah, appreciate it.